You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Walker versus Simmons.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Walker, you claim that your near-death experience has made your desire to determine your biological father more important than ever.
Yes, Your Honor.
After believing one man was your father, you learned about another possibility, Bruce Simmons.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you'll meet him for the first time in a minute, but you say you must first prove to his doubtful wife that he is your father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, okay, Ms. Simmons, you contend that there's absolutely no way your husband is Ms. Walker's biological father.
No way.
You argue Ms. Walker needs to let go of this fantasy and move on to another candidate.
Yes.
Ms. Simmons, please share your doubts.
We've been together since we were 15. We just got married 2003. I have 2 biological kids. We never made any. I believe my husband is sterile. I believe he can't make no kids. If we've been together that long and we ain't make none together, what makes somebody just pop up and say, oh, you're the father?
And so the 2 children you have
Are not his.
are not his.
No.
So you know you're capable of having
Yes.
children, but don't believe he is.
Yes.
So, Ms. Walker, so why do you believe he's your biological father?
Your Honor, I went on this search, and I didn't particularly just go out and just pick this random guy. In the beginning, I was also told that there was another man that was on my birth certificate, and I was told that was my father.
So what made you exclude the man that's on your birth certificate?
I excluded him because I had, as you know, I had a near-death experience. I was going for congestive heart failure, and I had to have a lung biopsy. And in order to have this lung biopsy, they said that I can reach out to my family, and before they went for donor blood, reach out to my family and ask if they would go and donate blood. So I called my dad that I was told that was and asked him to go and asked his family all to go down and give blood so I wouldn't have to have donor blood. So after everything was said and done, the doctors comes into me and told me, the guy that you were thinking that's your father, and this is not something that's supposed to be told to you, but there's no possible way. We wasn't able to use his blood. We had to use donor blood.
And so how did you connect to the name Bruce Simmons?
Okay, my mother had to go to Jersey where I resided when I was a child, and his sister reached out to my mom in the middle of the road, stopped her, hey, I've been looking for my niece. And my mom came back to Florida. My mom came back to Florida
That is not how it happened.
And was like, hey, listen, let me tell you something. I think I might have a possibility of whose your dad is. So I'm like, okay, go ahead, give her my number. They gave me my number. She reached out to me. She was like, well, we knew about you since you were a baby. Your mom had you around, and then all of a sudden, she went off.
And this is Bruce Simmons' sister.
Yes.
And that's just not how it happened.
Talking to you.
Yes.
All right.
She cool.
So, Miss Simmons, you say that's not how it happened.
No, it's not.
Were you there?
No, I wasn't.
Well, how did it happen?
Because the sister called him and said, Bruce, I met so-and-so and so. She asked me for your number. She believed you are her daughter's father. So I said, first of all, your sister should have called you first for permission to give out your number. You have a wife. I believe that's disrespectful to me. Come, ask me first, is it okay? Okay, now he's talking to her on the phone. Oh, call this one. Why is you giving out your family numbers to people that you don't even sure that's your daughter yet?
What's it to you?
It's a lot to me. That's my husband.
But I'm not asking y'all for nothing. I don't want nothing. I just want to know who
I understand
where
that,
I
but
belong. No, you don't.
You building somebody.
No, I don't.
His spirit up.
All right, Miss Simmons, with all due respect, I have to ask you, are you upset that she made contact, or are you upset that your husband may be her biological father?
No, none of that. None of that, because he wants to be a father.
Hold on. You say none of that.
None of that. I'm not upset.
So what are you upset for? Because this cannot be your home state.
He reached out to me. He reached out to me. I didn't contact him.
I never heard of her mother. Never heard of her.
Okay, hold on. So your anger stems from you just felt like in this equation, they left you out.
Exactly. And I was upset for the way the sister went about it. Like I said.
So you felt like his sister overstepped her bounds?
Yes.
All right. So,
Exactly.
Ms. Walker, When you first connected with Mr. Simmons, what happened?
Well, I get this message of, "Hi, Parthenia, my name is Bruce Simmons and I'm your father. Call me back." And I was just stunned. So I played it for my boss, I played it for my mom, I played it for my husband when I got home, I played it for my kids. I called everybody and I just kept playing this message because just to have that little bit of hope of where you belong, it means a whole lot.
And so,
it means a lot.
Ms. Walker, even though you got that message, you have never met Mr. Simmons.
Never.
No.
Now,
To this
I've
day.
seen his sister. I've lived in the same town. You know, he's seen me, from my understanding of what he said, he's seen me as a baby. When I was brought around as a baby, him and my mother were in a relationship, I guess on a breakup here, as well as
He
in
said
a relationship.
It was never a relationship.
As well as a relationship. That's your say. I'm not
No,
worried about
that's what he said. It came from
So,
his
Ms.
mouth.
Walker, did Mr. Simmons tell you he believed that he's your father?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
He did.
He did. Jerome, I think it's time we meet Mr.
Yeah,
Simmons.
please bring him in. Please.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
Hello. Can I give you a hug? Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons,
How are
welcome.
you?
Thank you for joining us here today.
Yes.
So we are discussing the paternity as it relates to Ms. Walker. Now, she says that you contacted her and said you believe you're her biological father.
Yes. This
Now, take me back.
well,
Tell me about the relationship with her mother.
well, me and her mother got together. I was trying to get her sister, her mother's sister. That's how it really started out.
Okay.
And when what had happened, her mother pushed up and said that I'm going to make you my man because her sister wasn't that into me at that time. And we was like, you know, courting each other. They called it courting back then. And we made plans to spend that weekend together.
Okay.
So we spent that weekend together, and then after that, we lost touch with each other because
Like
I mean,
said,
she
no
just
relationship,
turned
the
around
weekend.
and she upped and left.
Okay. So when you say you spent the weekend together,
Yeah.
let's be clear, you were intimate with her.
Intimate with for 2 days, yes.
No protection
No
used.
protection, no nothing.
But was in a relationship before that, because he just
I
said
said
that
we
they
were-
were in.
Well, Ms. Walker,
friends.
yes, we understand that it was not a one-night drunken booty call as Ms. Simmons
it wasn't.
suggested.
That's all I was.
He said
Thank you.
three
It
days
was,
a week
in
and they
fact-
spend the weekend together.
Well, your husband
That's
already
not a
testified.
relationship.
They
A weekend is not a relationship.
Courtship.
They
That's a
courted each
relationship.
other.
That's not no relationship.
They courted each other. They spent a weekend together.
like you need a dictionary.
And then your mother left for whatever reason.
Yes, Your Honor.
Bottom line is, when she left, did you ever find out or know she was pregnant?
No, I did not. When I found out that she was pregnant, she had the child, was when she come walking around the corner and she would had a baby in a stroller. Because I didn't know until she walked up on the porch and said, okay, this is your child. And she gave me a picture. And immediately I went upstairs and I showed the picture to my father. And I said, did she have any resemblance to the family? And to him, he turned around and said, you better have a test. This is what my father said. At that time, when I came back downstairs, she was having a dispute with the other lady that I was involved with, and she left. So here it is now, we come 26 years later down the line, and
She's having another dispute
No, she called
with
me
somebody
again.
you're involved with.
Yeah.
It's interesting how history repeats itself.
Yeah.
When his potential daughter was right before his very eyes, her mother got into a dispute with the woman that he was with.
Yeah.
And now his potential daughter is right before his very eyes again, but she's in a dispute with the woman that he's with. Do you believe you're sterile as your
I
wife?
believe I'm sterile. Now, my wife says so. Now, me and that's her, and I don't know practically nothing. I've learned from a doctor, he said that my sperm system was weak. It didn't say that I was sterile. You know what I'm saying? So, for her to say that I was sterile, it wasn't God's intention for her to have any children by me. And I leave it at that point. And it was God's intention that her mother probably had the kid by me.
All right, so Ms. Walker, what are the other reasons outlined for the court What are
Your
the other
Honor,
reasons why
I
you
have
believe
a lot
he's your
of-
father?
I have a lot of medical issues, as well as my children have the medical issues. All 6 of my children, including myself, has asthma. My mama don't have asthma, my grandma don't have asthma, my granddaddy don't have asthma, but I found out.
Mr. Simmons, do you have
I
asthma?
have asthma.
Okay.
And it runs in my
Okay,
family.
can I
'cause
say
my mother's
something?
My
a-
son
You had
has
asthma? I have
my
asthma.
son
That make
has
him my father?
diabetes. He's 12 years old. My son has juvenile diabetes. On the men's side of their family runs diabetes.
Diabetes, yes.
The cancer, me and my daughters have a rare cancer cell that runs on their side of the family as well. So even if it's not him, somewhere in this long of line of right, I'm somewhere close to finding out.
That's one reason why I'm propelled to really find out, because there is a medical history in my family.
And so ultimately, whether or not she is your biological
Yeah.
child, she's still a young woman with
woman,
very
and who
real
needs to know
health
her father.
issues. And a lot rides on the results we present here. We say all the time, there are no small claims in paternity court. However, in this situation, we can truly say that your life depends on these results.
I mean, I have no animosity and no illness towards her. I'm just like, I'm married myself, and if somebody was to come out and say, okay, this is a possibility that you might be my, guess what? I'm not finna battle him. Let's find out. I'm not finna have no ill will about with the woman. I'm not finna have no ill will with the child, because at the end of the day, I'm the innocent one, because whatever she has animosity, that's what my mama and him. Because guess what? Y'all weren't
But my
together.
point is, it should have been done. I've been telling him, get a blood test. Stop signing on the dotted line. Stop claiming kids
But
unless
what
you
is
know
she
they're
worried
yours.
about to you? You got 2 kids that's not his, and he do for
They
them.
mine though. They mine
He do
though.
for them.
They
So what's
mine,
the
and he
difference between
raised
the
them.
child?
They
I don't
mine.
want
He
nothing
raised
from
them
him.
from
I
birth.
just
They
wanna know
mine
who
though.
he is.
I know who my kids
Okay.
is.
The whole thing bust down to one.
Let's bring it down a notch.
Yes.
When he first reached out and called me, Your Honor, when he first reached out and called me, we were talking good. He called me once a week. And this is not no 8, 9. These are 10, 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning phone calls, because he's hiding from his wife.
But this is just ridiculous. You all are acting like you all are 2 women he's involved with intimately. This is a young woman.
No, like I said, like I said, that's disrespectful.
What I am observing is a level of animosity, Jerome, that we see with 2 women that are involved in the same man sexually, not involved with the same man because he's your husband. She can't take that away, but he potentially might be her biological father, which you can't take away.
He don't have to sneak and talk to anybody on the phone. Why is he sneaking?
Because
Ask him.
Because
Thank you.
are
Ask him.
always
Every
in the
time I come
corner.
out the room, he's on the phone and he's talking real low. I do ask him.
Ask him.
I do ask
Why
him.
are you sneaking, sir?
My reasons for sneaking is because I suffer from a low self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want no conflict. I feel just scared because I don't want to be.
You don't want to
pushed in the
hurt
back of a
either
corner.
person.
Yeah, I don't.
And so what you do is you avoid the conflict.
How you a man, but you gotta bow down to a woman? It's not. I'm
gotta bow down to
I'm
me.
married.
It don't have nothing to do with bowing down.
How can he
But
find
my
out?
point
Let's
is-
get some
my point is be
order.
respectful.
Let's get some order.
Yes.
I'm really, really trying to figure out, Miss Simmons, why there is so much anger and animosity. Because I don't think anybody's after you or after your life. And look, even if you believe the process wasn't the right way, when you look at a beautiful young woman
Okay.
that has, no, let me finish a sentence, because see, I'm not your husband. I got to finish a sentence.
Yeah, I know you
So
have
let me
my
explain this to you. It's just an innocent young woman that doesn't know who her father is. And if it is your husband or not your husband, it doesn't take anything away from you to be kind and open to it, even if you feel
But
like.
you not letting me say why I feel the way I feel,
But
though.
I get, ma'am, I asked you before why the anger, and you said it was about the process that they didn't go about it
and
right.
then what- but
No,
like
I don't
said,
want to
in the
get into it a
Facebook- and
lot.
in the
I just
Facebook
want you,
statements and stuff.
but I want you to
She
understand.
already didn't like me from the beginning because I'm saying something
Because
to him
of
through
what
the
you
phone.
put up on a Facebook.
Ma'am, we're not going to argue about the Facebook. I'm just saying to you, you're a woman that's lived a lot of life. And this is a young woman that hopes to live the long life you have. And part of the way that she can do that is to figure out her history. And look, I'm a woman of a certain age myself. I'm just saying to you directly, it serves you no good to in any way argue about this. Just support your husband. I'm ready for the results, and I'm hoping during that process, whatever it is, respect the fact that she needs and deserves to know. Jerome, the envelope. These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. In the case of Walker v. Simmons, when it comes to 30-year-old Parthenia Walker, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Bruce Simmons, you are not her father.
I'm sorry. I wish to put it better, but
It's okay.
it's whatever God has it.
Miss Walker, I'm sorry this was not the answer you wanted.
okay.
I know you're looking for closure for more reasons than just the spiritual, emotional closure. You need the medical information.
Yes.
And for that reason and more, I am encouraging you to continue your search. Mr. Simmons, I appreciate you being open with this young girl. And Miss Simmons, despite the anger I saw you express, when the results came down, you just took a beat and just gave her a moment to process it. And I thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Because ultimately, this is a really serious situation.
Yes, it is.
And I want you to find your biological father,
I'm
okay?
gonna find him. I'm determined.
I know you are. I wish you all the very best of luck. Jerome, court is adjourned. Please bring up Miss Walker.
Ma'am, you come up. The judge would like to speak to you.
I'm so sorry. I really am. I just wanted it, so you just know. But don't stop. You're strong. You got 6 kids, right? You're a mother. You're a wife. Get your answers. They're out there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, honey.